Good evening and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and tonight I have some layout shares. I normally do this every night, but the last couple of nights I did not. I am sharing every day my process video for the 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life and Scraptember with Laura Alberts and the Scrappy Sisters. And after I did that, I was doing my layout shares for the evening and recording them. So I was posting 2 videos a day, which I don't mind to do, but because work has been a lot of crazy, and sometimes the sketches that I create have taken me time, mostly because I am so OCD about it sometimes. So some days I'm only getting my daily prompt from Scrapbooking with Anne-Marie and my daily sketch from the 30 Days of Sketches done. And so there's already a video of the one sketch. So I thought that I would just wait and start doing them more like a weekly thing instead of just sharing 2 layouts in one. You could watch the video on how I created it. So I do have what I have not shared yet in a layout share in my pile. And I believe this is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's layout. So this, I put them in these folders so that I can keep everything together. It's day 15. I just get situated here. All right, this is day 15 of the 30 Days of Sketches, and like I said, there is a process video for this. This is predominantly created from I think these are, well, it's definitely American Crafts, and I go through like what everything is. I think this is, oh, Amy Tangerine. I think it's Amy Tangerine. So I used stickers from that book. Yep, Amy Tangerine. This sticker is definitely from there. I think this entire layout is pretty much from her collection except for the border and maybe a couple other little, the little tags. I used some stickles on here. And the prompt was to use pattern background paper. This is pictures of my mother and her not so great parking, and then finally her good parking. And it's kind of a running joke in my family. I'm not being mean to my mother. She has seen this, thinks it's hysterical, and loves it. I would not ever mock my mama without some spirited fun. So I just love the way this turned out. These are little post-its, and once I'm done sharing these online, they'll come off. I just didn't want to share them online with our license plate numbers. So anyway, I did some fussy cutting. I don't typically use just one designer or one set or kit, but other than a few things, this is all from the Brave and Bold collection from Amy Tangerine. And I love the way this turned out. It's very colorful, and I think it's fabulous. So, and like I said, my mama approved, and that's all that really matters. So there is page 1. Now, next is day 16, and the prompt is rainbows. So, I mean, you just look at that, and I feel like it's a rainbow in itself. This is one of my favorite pages. I probably say this a lot. And there's again a process video for this. This is Vicki Boutin's color study. And I love this paper. And as soon as I saw this, I have the other one that's got the color wheel on it. And then this one. And my daughter picked this since this is my daughter. And this is her first day driving herself to work. After she got her license. So I just embellished the heck out of it with brads and eyelets. And then I went in, added stickers from the color study sticker book, a few other stickers from different things, some gemstones, and I want to point out something. If you have watched or choose to watch the process video for this, I put these gemstones and buttons down with this Crafter's Precision Glue from AdTech, and they fell off. So, not the buttons stayed on, and I don't know if it's because these are smooth or what, but I am not using this anymore. I went back and applied the hearts with some double-sided tape. I'm not happy with them, so we're not going to use that anymore, and I was determined to make a point of saying so in a video, just because I don't want you all going and, you know, using them because that's what I used, and then your stuff falls off and you're like, ah. So yeah, it fell off. Not happy. I have backed most of this page with paper, hot pink paper, and you can see it peeking through on some of it, but not all the way up. And so I'm okay with that. I just wanted the majority of it to be backed with that, so that all the brad tines and things were covered. I'm not as worried about the eyelets because they're not as, you're not going to get that caught as much as you are the brad tines. So I love this, love, love, love this. Everything on here except this white cardstock is Vicki Boutin's color study, and almost all of the embellishments, minus all the brads and stuff, are also. This rainbow is an American Crafts, and this Happy Day is also American Crafts from the thicker collection. This is from Tim Holtz, and then this is also from the Vicki Boutin collection. So I love this page, and my daughter also is fully on board. I like to send the done layouts to the people in them and say, what do you think? All right, day number 17. This is today's sketch, and this went live. Well, this was posted earlier, the process video, and the prompt was sequins. Get this out of here. And I turned this on its side because the picture that I really wanted to scrapbook is this picture of the American flag from the 4th of July this year. And the process video went up for this earlier. I used almost entirely one collection for all the embellishments, and then I used some blue, London Blue Shimmer Spray, Delusion Shimmer Spray by Ranger, and a grid that I made myself on my Cricut, and just layered up the 4th of July papers, put some border down, added my title, and put tons of blue and red sequins down since that was the prompt, and then added blue and red stickles into the middle so the little holes weren't showing through. And I love this too. Yep, I'm going to say that about every page. All right, so day 18 will go live tomorrow. I say go live. I don't mean that. I'm not posting things live. I would make a fool of myself, you know, kind of like I do on these videos. Now, this is a page that I created 2 days ago. The prompt from, let's see, Wednesday. The prompt from Scrapbooking with Anne-Marie was to scrapbook something food related. Well, there we are. I'm in the middle of trying to scrapbook 4th of July from 2021. And so I took a stencil that I just got at Hobby Lobby on clearance. And I just took this with a red and a blue ink pad and made a bunch of stars in different places on the top part of the paper. Put this red and white plaid down here because it makes me think of a tablecloth like you'd have at a picnic. And since that's what this was, and the title of this page is Old Fashioned Picnic, and I just cut my picture, this one down, and a little smidge off of these, and so that they would fit across with a border, and I wanted to put a border all around it, so just cut the blue paper down, and then just added a bunch of these stickers from this little old-fashioned picnic, including a few little ants, although I didn't see any of those. An American flag. This is a alcoholic beverage, so we added one of those, and then these little title strips were on this collection from the Old Fashioned Picnic, as well as A Picnic is a State of Mind and Can Be Made Anywhere, and these little fireworks. So it was a good day. And so we're scrapbooking lots of pages about the 4th of July. So this was a pretty easy page. I didn't even mat these because I put them on the red and white plaid, and I already had this blue, so I didn't really need to pull in more color. I already have lots. So, and there's that. And totally different season and subject. September prompt for yesterday was to scrapbook something using flowers, at least 3 squares, at least 4 colors, a number, and that might have been it. I think that might have been it. Okay, so I am been pulling, because it's September, some of the fall prompts for scrapbooking with Anne-Marie have been, you know, scrapbook something with a tree, or scrapbook something, you know, fall colors, or with a pumpkin, or something along those lines. So I have pulled a small stack of some of my fall break pictures from 2012 and 2014. And when those come up, then I just use those to scrapbook these different pictures. This is when my son and my nephew were like 3 or 4 years old. So this was a while ago. They're 12. So I used some old collections that I have had for a very long time and just tucked some fall flowers around. This is up on foam, so it shows a little bit. It's kind of out more because this picture's not the best picture because it's blurry, but it still gets, you can get the picture of what's going on. And my nephew is like freaking out because we're in one of those trolleys that go across above all these big trees, and my son is just like, I just would like to jump from here because it'd be so fun. I had these little squares from where I made a stencil for myself, and it cut out all these little squares, so I just held on to them and they came in perfect handy. I just kind of stuck them in different places, tucked some leaves around, and before doing any of that, used some of my Distress Oxides and tapped them around the paper. And put the date down here and a couple stickers that say the place to be and adventure. And that is about it for that. Oh, 3-inch or more border. That was another prompt for that. A 3-inch or more border. So that's why I have this big strip of green going down the side. And I really love the way it turned out. I like using sketches, but I love having prompts, and I like having freedom to just kind of do whatever. But it's always nice. It gives you a little encouragement. All right, so I am on the design team for scrapbookingwithanemarie.com, and this was our design team sketch from this past, well, for today, but we get it the week in advance so that we can get it done. I did this a little bit different because the things that I wanted to scrapbook weren't going to fit properly on this exact set. I don't have 4 pictures. I chose to scrapbook what I did because I have something that was important for me to document, and it was one thing that I knew I had a lot of journaling to do. So this was a good sketch for the fact of having the space for the journaling, but I didn't have 4 pictures. So this is the page that I created. I used 2 pictures instead. So I did all the background paper layers. And then there are lots of layers. There's a matte page, and then the inside, there's an 8.5 by 11, and then 8, I don't know, 1/4 by 10 1/4 or something inside of that. Then there's this strip of paper here. Then the pictures are matted. So it called for 4 pictures, but I only had these 2. And then it called for the journaling here. So I have the journaling on this card and tucked in this envelope that I cut in half. And that I can, this happened to me once before. So I joined this group back in April when they first started, scrapbookingwithanemarie.com, and Anne-Marie sends pink envelopes full of goodies when you hit certain mile markers with your scrapbooking. So I can't scrapbook with this on, so that's why you don't see me wear it. But this is my charm bracelet, and she sends you charms whenever you hit a certain amount of pages that you've scrapbooked, because she's really just encouraging people to get out there and scrap their memories. And so she had sent me a few more charms and my button saying how many pages I had scrapped and my button for the design team. And so I just documented how much my scrapbooking life has changed since joining her Facebook group and then moving over in April to as well be in scrapbookingwithanemarie.com. So I used the envelope she sent it in as the pocket for the pocket, and then this little flower and these little sprays were on the other side of the envelope, so I trimmed those out and used them as embellishments. The part of my address, she had made some cute little curly cues around, so I cut that out and then just covered it to where you can't see my address really. And then, like, here's the stamp from the envelope I peeled off, and then I put the sticker down because it was tacky there. And then used some circles that I cut out with my Creative Memories circle punch, and these actually came from the other part of the envelope that I didn't use. And then one of the things she sent me were these arrows, because we had complimented her on how much we love them, and she had a punchy, so she just made a bunch and sent them out to a bunch of us who would ask for them. And then I just got into my Tim Holtz and pulled a bunch of different phrases that were super fitting for this layout. So, and I had some extra circles from where I had created a stencil, so I tucked those in as well. And added a few sequins, and I did it all in pink because it's Anne-Marie's favorite color. So that is this layout. Now, I wanted to do this layout the way that it was kind of intended, and so I decided to make another layout today with the same sketch. The only difference is I turned it this way, but I do have 4 pictures, and I did all the paper layering, and this is a hot, heavy mess. It is heavy with all that paper. So, same thing. A big background, the big mat. This is, I think, 8 by 10. This black paper. This brown is an 8.5 by 11, and then I cut like I think a 1/2 inch on the top and side so that it would have a nice 1/4 inch mat around it. And then I used the circles, and I cut the circles out in the same colors of the matted papers. I wanted it to be bright, and these are the colors that are in this water slide from the 4th of July. So I just titled it Slide Fun, and I did it in circle letters because that are the same as these, because that way it would keep the whole circle theme, and pulled a couple Tim Holtz things that were fitting of the pictures, and did a little journaling. And I love the way this turned out. It's so bright and colorful, and it makes me happy. So there is that. And then I have one more page. So this is day 2's 30 days of sketches, and I already did this. I scrapbooked one of my last few Disney trip pictures with this sketch, and it was a black and white prompt, and I did that sketch with the black and white except for the picture. So I had 3 pictures that I was ready to scrapbook from our 4th of July picnic, and so I felt like I could cut them down, not necessarily to 2.5 by 3.5. I think that they are just under 3 by 3.5 or 3 3/4 or something like that. So, but this concept was going to work, but I'm not doing it in black and white because it is a patriotic holiday, and so I was going to do it in red, white, and blue. So I did follow the sketch pretty closely, but I changed up I did not use the prompt. So I got all my little blue and red strips that I had in my strip stash or scraps, and alternated between red and blue and different shades of blue and some stars on this one and some polka dots. And like I said, they are just scraps from my bin. And these 3 pictures of my husband's cousin and my brother-in-law and my daughter just acting a fool. After a while, the children were sent away and the adults went to play on the slide. So this is my fun layout, and that I titled American Misfits because, yep. And so I just took the strips, and when I did this before, I cut my strips. This time I left them whole and just cut a piece off to put down here. So it would be the same, this same theme of, or design is just turned sideways and here. So I just cut little like 2 or 3 inch strips off the bottom of the 12-inch strip to tuck over here. Matted all 3 pictures on this red and white stripe, and then put it to where it tilted off the side like in this sketch and trim that off. And then use some Tim Holtz for the journaling marks and up here, and then just took a ton of different patriotic stars and put them all over, used my American flag, and that was it. And I love the way this came out. And these little white strips are actually like the outside piece of a sticker set. So it's not even really a sticker. It was just the like the border on the outside from where I pulled a border strip off. And I thought, you know what, that would look cool because it's got a little red on it. It's white. So I just tucked them in there and used it up. So less waste. So I love the way this turned out. I'm excited about using some of these sketches from the 30 Days of Sketches to do something different with them. Or if like with the design team sketch, I did it the way that it was kind of meant to be instead of, you know, taking a lot of liberties like I did. So I am just excited about all of the different layouts that I've completed so far this week. I am past the 50 layouts, which is where I wanted to be by the middle of the month, because 100 layouts for this month is my goal. 30 Days of Sketches is definitely helping with that. Anne Marie's website is definitely helping. If I can follow those prompts every day, that's 60 pages. So I'm more than halfway there with those, plus any extras that I add. So that's it for tonight. It's a little bit longer of a video than I anticipated, but I had a lot of layouts to share and I'm excited about them. So tomorrow I am scrapping all day, so there's no telling how many pages I'll have to share at the end of the weekend. So if you all have not subscribed, I would love for you to do that. Hit the like button if you'd like to. Ask questions, comments, tips. I am up for any of that. And I hope that you all got some kind of inspiration or ideas from one or any of these layouts. So I hope you all have a great day, an awesome weekend, and I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping.